You know, guys, gaming is getting very expensive. The Nintendo Switch 2 cost way more than the original and way more than a Switch Lite. Granted, those prices did also go up. The Xbox has risen price 3 times in 1 year. The PlayStation 5 Pro is in a league that kind of competes with some gaming computers. And then we've got the RAM shortage and things like that, which are making PC gaming more expensive. And you know, the last time PC gaming got this expensive, I did a video where I wanted to see, could your smartphone become effectively a game console for you? A nice in-between while things calm down. And today we're going to be doing something similar, though this time with an iPhone. And this, which I already have some reservations on, but we'll get into that. So let's get right into this. Hello and welcome. My name is Wolfie. You're watching GreaterThanPie, and today we're going to be looking at the Backbone Pro. Now, I mentioned earlier, I have some reservations. One, this thing's expensive. Like, without discount, this thing is around $160, and I don't think that that price has been consistent. I know it went down slightly to a more manageable $140 for Black Friday, but who knows? With tariffs and everything, this thing could be even more expensive than it currently is when I bought it. Now, the idea behind this is that we can take a phone, like an iPhone, we can put this controller on it, and then we can have sort of like a Nintendo Switch. The problem that I ran into in the past was that there weren't any games that had controller support that were worth playing on a phone. And I am curious to see if the Apple ecosystem can do better. I've heard good things about Apple Arcade and stuff related to that, but also whether the extra time that we've now had these kinds of devices on the market would lead to better controller support across the board. Of course, before we can test that, let's get it out of the box. There we go, there's our backbone. It has adjustments right here. Standard button array, A, B, X, Y. This is, I believe, a specialized button for their specialized app, which is also used as the pairing button for Bluetooth. Yes, you can use this controller with Bluetooth, or you can use the USB-C to directly connect into your phone, which is kind of nice. We have a full, actually pretty nice sticks for a device this size. Triggers are also not half bad. We got full analog triggers, it feels like. And we even have some grip buttons in the back, along with start, select, share button. Pretty standard stuff that you'd find on your standard Xbox controller, which is important because this is compatible with Xbox Game Pass, which is in and of itself a value proposition that could make it more worth it for you. Inside the base of the box, we got some adapters, installation guides, and manuals. That's all it comes with. This is actually kind of cool. This does actually have instructions on how to replace the rechargeable battery inside of the grip itself. Really cool to see. That is a nice right to repair style thing, which is great because this device is, as I said, expensive. A couple of really cool features that this thing can do is it can connect directly using the USB-C up here. It can also connect directly using the USB-C on the bottom, which is also a charging port, but asterisk, I've already tested this device a little bit, and I've actually found that, unfortunately, not all chargers work through here. The Nintendo Switch 2 charger, for some reason, disconnects it from the phone. Don't know why. But the ROG charger that came with my ROG Ally does seem to work. There's also a headphone jack, which is great because, you know, the iPhone doesn't have one. It does ship with some adapters, and mine are currently out. They're nice and magnetic. They just kind of slide right in, which is great because I found one of the few cases that I could leave on the phone and slide it in. So the case that I'm using is it's an Anchor something. I'll throw it on the screen. But I did test an OtterBox, it did not work. And then I had an actual iPhone official one that also did not work. So your mileage will vary on whether or not you can use a case with it. And if you can't, you're gonna have to take your phone out of your case and put the adapters in to make it work. But as you can probably already see, I've gotten a little bit of time on this thing. Additionally, you can buy a little tiny case that the controller can go into so that when you're carrying it around in your bag, you're not going to damage it. Now, I will say, I almost feel like they should have valved this a little bit and had this case included at the price so that it shipped with it in the case. Just price is going to come up a lot with this because this is where this is complicated. Because this case is $30 if I'm not mistaken. The controller is $160, and you know your phone is $1,000 plus. That being said, you already have your phone. You've already paid for your phone. You already have the phone that you want, and so ideally, this is just an add-on to make this into a gaming device. Comfort-wise, I'm actually kind of impressed here. Like, it falls into the hand in a very nice way, very much like the Switch Lite, just with bigger grips. One of the biggest differences between the Pro and the standard model is the shape of the controller itself. The buttons are closer to a Nintendo Switch's buttons on the non-Pro version, but closer to a full controller on the Pro version. And the Pro version just overall has nice little bells and whistles that make it all the bit better to use. Granted, I would not knock either of these when it comes to being devices that I'd want to use for, well, say playing a game such as Genshin Impact. And really, that is where the meat of this discussion starts. Because this device could be great, but if there's nothing to play, then why would you get it? And that's where I have to say the biggest improvement has happened overall. So first and foremost, back when I did my video, I actually found out that Genshin had controller support on iPhone instead of Android, which unfortunately meant that the Razer phone that I was using to do the video didn't have support. Now, it is janky. I do have to go into my settings, set it to the controller, and then I have control over the game with said controller. And it plays really well. There's practically no latency, and that's because we're using a direct USB-C connection that is very short in run. And even if we didn't really want to run it that way, and we wanted to run this third, like through the bottom wire here, we could, and it also would probably still be very good on the latency front. What I will say is that our games library selection for at least on device is still fairly limited, but it is better on Apple than it was on Android. And that's partially because of the Apple Arcade and their push to bring full-fledged games to Apple Silicon. But if you aren't interested in, say, Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, which works just fine with a touchscreen, but if you're not interested in those games, what else is there? Well, there's Fortnite, which came back to iOS, so you got that. I think Roblox is a thing that you can play on here. Minecraft is something that has on in-game support. But finding these games has consistently been a sore spot when it comes to actually navigating with devices like this. And much like Razer, Backbone has attempted to sort of fix that problem by having their own launcher that will allow you to find games. But there's a problem. Every time you use their launcher, you get hit with an ad. Subscribe to this thing that does virtually nothing. I've already paid them a lot of money for a controller. I've already paid them for a case. And now they want to throw a subscription on top of it that, from what I understand, gives you access to emulators, which you can install yourself. And that's it. Maybe it has some extra features, but honestly, it is just... it's annoying. I'm literally in here and it's trying to get me to rate the app. It's trying to get me to subscribe to this thing. And all I wanted to do was look to see what games are available to work with this device. And you know what? There are some good ones. Like, I will say, having access to all of the Hoyo games, plus Minecraft, plus Red Dead Redemption 1 is on the App Store. That's a great game to play. But unfortunately, finding those games is still a challenge. Looking up games with controller support on the Apple Store and on the Android stores just results in games that don't have it showing up because they don't have that tag set up still. Now, Apple Arcade does help because Apple Arcade has restrictions for having specifically controller support. And I do appreciate that. But unfortunately, while that is present, that is another subscription to run on top of this. And unfortunately, that means in addition to having an expensive controller, an expensive device, an expensive case, you're paying an expensive subscription, and possibly two if you're paying for the Backbone one and this, which is really annoying. Additionally, and this is just a touch on this, even though I play Genshin, I play Honkai, I play Zenless, I acknowledge that they're gacha games and that every character has the risk of charging up to $400 to unlock. Now, does that ever happen? If you play the game, rarely. But the point is, those games aren't cheap either. There isn't a just buy it and play option for most games. Red Dead is an exception. You can just do that. But many of the games that people would want to play on here are the ongoing games, like those, like Infinity Nikki, like Wuthering Waves, like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Warzone. It's another one that you can play with this controller. All good games that you can play on your phone, and phone gaming has gotten better, but there's a reason that the most wished for item among younger gamers was currency to the games they like to play. So this device is probably perfect for someone like that. And I've been getting a lot of good playtime out of this. It's made it a little bit easier to play Genshin or Honkai or Zenless when I'm on the go. And it is nice because it does fit into a bag pretty well. But when it comes to being a gaming device, you have to question, is it worth it? So I find this very difficult to review this product. Not because it's not a good product. It's actually solid. Like, this controller is great. Everything about it is premium feeling. But it also feels like every single opportunity they took to try to shove an ad or monetization into your face. At its cost of $160. You can buy a Switch Lite for $122. Oh, look, $169 used at GameStop. So for the same price as just this controller, you can buy, albeit last gen, but a Switch Lite, which has access to so many games that do not include microtransactions, do not have recurring costs, do not have subscriptions, don't even have battle passes. You can get Splatoon, and Splatoon doesn't charge you a cent other than for online, which, you know, is what for Nintendo? $50 a year as opposed to $12 a month. It's very difficult for me to say that this is worth it for most people, despite loving it. I actually do love it. I think that it is amazing to be able to play games on this device, and the iPhone has impressed me on its efficiency and its ability to do that. I haven't thrown a game at it that it just chugged. I've been able to enjoy every single thing that I put across it. But while I have been enjoying it, I'm also acknowledging the fact that everything I have played is not matching up to the same quality that I'm gonna get on other handhelds. So while yes, this is cheaper and probably an easier way to get into Game Pass than, say, getting an ROG Ally or a Steam Deck, it's not cheaper than a used Switch Lite. And even if you wanted to get new, you're paying like $229, I think it is. And at this price point, you're just a little too close to those devices. So while I love it, it feels great, it plays great, it controls perfectly fine. There's literally nothing wrong with it except its price. But that's where I'm gonna end it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, consider giving it a like, maybe comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Wolfie, out.